You're listening to Dave Bedford on the Liverpool Podcast. Paul McCartney was born in Walton Hospital in 1942. The McCartneys, like the Lennons, were from Ireland, and they had settled in Liverpool in the 19th century. Paul's mother's family, the Mohens, were also from Ireland and were Catholic. The McCartneys, however, were Anglican. In Liverpool, many of that generation considered a union like this as the potential for disaster, a sort of mixed marriage. Until the early 1900s, Catholics and Protestants in Liverpool had survived quite happily alongside each other. This all changed in the early 1900s when a London-based cleric, Pastor George Wise, stirred up anti-Irish, anti-Catholic feelings in the north of Liverpool. There were riots, fighting and mayhem. Divisions were caused between the Catholics and Protestants, the Greens and the Orange. They were almost irreparably accentuated. Hatred grew, and the marching season became a fixture on the Liverpool calendar. Not until Bishop David Shepherd and Archbishop Derek Warlock reunited the cathedrals and congregations either end of Hope Street did they bridge the divide and ecumenism become a reality. When Jim McCartney and Mary Moen married, there would always be expectations on how would the offspring be baptised and educated, often a bone of contention in families. Jim sort of considered himself more of a lapsed Anglican, so wasn't too concerned. Mary wanted her two sons to be baptised Catholic, so they were. Firstly, James Paul McCartney, and then later his younger brother, Peter Michael McCartney. However, when it came to education, Jim and Mary preferred to use the local school as opposed to a Catholic school. Paul himself sang in the choir at St Barnabas Church at the top of Penny Lane, but infrequently. Singing in the choir was a useful way of earning some extra pocket money. Paul even auditioned for the Liverpool Cathedral Choir, though failed the audition. Whilst at the Liverpool Institute, Paul opted out of daily religious assembly. His rebellion had started. One of Paul's memories is going to the pier head and listening to the preachers talk about their denomination. Roman Catholics were best, Protestants were best. Paul couldn't see a difference, so he decided that as far as he was concerned, good was God with an extra O, and devil was evil with a D added. Seems simple enough really, doesn't it? Paul of course met John Lennon at the St Peter's Church fete, and played with the Quarrymen in St Peter's Church Hall before the group progressed to other church halls and venues. Paul's songwriting reflected his interest with religion, particularly when he wrote what he called his quasi-religious pieces, such as Let It Be and Lady Madonna. In Let It Be, Paul sings, "Mother Mary, come to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be." Was this the Virgin Mary, or his own Mother Mary? Maybe it was both. He's such a clever lyricist. I'm sure he delights in the listener making their own mind up. Can we listen to the song now? Amen, or as it's translated, Let It Be.